guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you can see, you are going to be seeing me do some of my meal prep. I've had a super busy week, so I thought I would share some of my meal prep and how I would usually prep. So I normally start by cooking off my chicken, and I usually wash it with a lemon and some cold water. Then I season it with my parsley, chicken seasoning, garlic powder, and some Himalayan salt, and I think I put in some coriander after as well. When it comes to prepping my chicken, I would normally leave it for around 1 hour in the fridge while I'm on prep. If this was a normal day, I'd probably leave it a little bit longer, but while on prep, I need to prioritize my time and do things as quick as possible. Now, I do have a little technique when it comes to cooking my chicken. I would normally sear it and pan fry it on the one side. But what's going to come up soon, you'll see how I keep it moist on the inside, because it's super important for me that my chicken actually tastes nice. Hence why I still add seasoning. Bodybuilders, do not cremate me over seasoning my chicken. Thanks. Next, I will be cooking my rice. I usually use Thai jasmine rice just for my gut health. It's something I've been doing since working with my last coach, Nick. And I always use jasmine rice. And I measure everything to a T. Literally. Measure everything. And when it comes to bodybuilding, nutrition is as important as training. You have to stay disciplined, you have to stay consistent, and you have to stay on track. And one way is measuring your food and measuring your prep. Like I mentioned before, my chicken technique. So one side is pan fried and it's a little bit golden. So once that is done, I cover it with foil and I put the fire down. Now while doing this, the chicken will cook on the inside and it will get nice and moist, and it never fails, it always happens. Now with my rice, watch it, please watch it. And I usually cook that in a pan as well. I don't have a rice cooker, I used to at my mum's house, but yes, keyword, at my mum's house. While we're here weighing out my food, I'm going to quickly give you an update on my prep. So this week I had a small drop of 0.3 kg. I am on my cycle time of the month, meaning I will be a little bit bloated. So my midsection wasn't as tight as it was last week, but that's okay. My midsection still came in relatively lean, and you'll be able to see it on the photos here. I like how my legs are looking, which is great. My glutes are still looking nice and full, a little bit watery, but I'm still happy with how I am looking regardless. But it was a good check-in. We've not made any changes yet, but I do have a feeling we will probably make some changes next week if my weight doesn't budge too much and if it only goes down a small amount. Now, back to cooking. So here I'm cooking my mince, again some seasoning, and with my seasoning I usually put way more than what I'm showing on here. Like, this is a very tiny amount to me. I use lots of seasoning, I tend to marinate my foods, I put everything in a pot, etc. But when you're on prep, you have to make sacrifices, and some of those sacrifices are things like seasoning, adding ketchup, mayo, certain sauces. Like, all of that is added into prep, and it's something you have to be prepared for. But you also have to remember that this is temporary. It's not something that's going to last forever. You're doing it for a certain reason, and you have to be all in when you are prepping. And one thing I've definitely noticed while I'm on prep is that I've learned to appreciate food even more. And that's the beauty in having the same thing every day. You learn to appreciate the foods that you wouldn't have every day, more so after you finished prepping. Now with my mince, you'll also notice here that I use the same technique. Again, I don't want to have chalky mince. And I weighed out all my food, and I love prepping. I love meal prepping. It is so important for some people, in my opinion, to start meal prepping, especially those that live a 9-to-5 and don't have time to cook every time they come home from work. Meal prepping is something you should consider doing, because it doesn't require you to cook every day. You are required maybe to cook 2 or 3 times a week, and then it's sorted. Do you know what I mean? So I would recommend maybe look into meal prepping, or even start small. Start by prepping some berries. Have 100 grams of berries with your snack. Bring it to work, and it's easy. It's so easy. Just apply yourself and just do it. You have nothing to lose. And then you'll be all prepped like myself, like this. That was one day, and this is another day. And that's 4 days later. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. And that is my week. And I'll update you guys soon. Currently on my way to my mum's. Look at this big backpack. My sister teases me and says it's a suitcase on my back and calls me a turtle. I'm gonna go train first. I'm going to do legs and it will be a good day.